Hey guys, it's Nate and this is the Nader Tater channel. Today I'm going to talk about my Husqvarna MZ54 zero-turn mower and what I do every season for maintenance. And so that's really the blades and then the engine maintenance kit, and I'll go through the different things there besides just an oil change to do to it to keep it in tip-top shape. I have about 180 hours on this machine. This is the start of the 4th season of cutting season, so it has 3 seasons on it, so about 60 hours a season. I have roughly about 3 acres to mow, so it takes me an hour and a half, 2 hours every time. Overall, I've been pretty happy with it, other than some teething problems with it. But let's just talk about the maintenance items for now. All right, so this is a Kohler Confidant 23 horsepower engine. It's a 747cc motor. It's called the ZT730. So that's the engine maintenance kit that you want to buy for it. And then the mower obviously has the 54-inch 3-blade mowers that you can buy those blades online. I tend to buy 2 sets of blades for my mowers, and then that way I can sharpen one set in the off season whenever I have time in the winter time, and then it makes for a quick change out. If I do damage one, I don't have to be down for a week until I get new blades in. So I keep a spare set and I sharpen the spare set so it's ready to go on the mower whenever needed. Alright, so the blades just are held on with 16mm bolts, and if you use the impact, then it will spin them off without having a problem. If you don't have an impact, you need to find a way to hold the blades still so they don't spin with you. Alright, so I've actually already cut my grass this season once, and it was wet, so I find the mower's kind of nasty, but I actually leave the old blades on first because all the sticks and crap that's left there from the winter time, I just let the old blades chop them up. So I mean, they're not in terrible shape, but obviously they don't have a clean edge on them. So that's the old ones, and here's the new ones. Blades are done. Alright, now for the engine maintenance kit, Kohler sells one too. I actually like the Steins brand a little bit better. I just buy it on Amazon. I put a link in the description where you can find it. I have had trouble, since there are so many Kohler Confidant engines, of getting the wrong one. So there's a couple of ways you can tell for this engine, at least, is the air filter is round. It's a cylinder. Some of the other ones are like oval, and they are they're different shapes. So this is a round one, which I know is right for this engine. So this has an air filter in it. It has a fuel filter in it, which you should replace as well, especially grass and stuff, dirt falls in there sometimes when you're filling up with gas. It has a oil filter. It's got your 2 quarts of oil. It's 10W30 for this mower, and then it's got your 2 spark plugs that you can put in there, and as well as it has a pre-filter that you can put around the air filter just to help keep this cleaner, and that allows you to take it out and dust this off, get you a little more life out of your air filter. But I haven't had a problem with these, especially less than 60 hours. I mean, I guess I'm not probably as heavy as a user as some people are, but you know, this works well. Doing it once a year, I have no problem with that. All right, so the first thing for the oil, I'm gonna pop the dipstick, and I looked at just to know how much oil I had in there. That wasn't too low or something. Now that I put this catch underneath it, and you need two 17mm wrenches. All right, so you got to hold the tube still with this one, and then you rotate this one counterclockwise. Now, if you don't have two wrenches, you can use a socket on this side, obviously. Now, I did warm up the engine a little bit. What I will say I hate about this stuff is it seems like a super slow drain, even when you take the fill port out of it. All right, so with that super slow drain, I'm just gonna let it keep going. I'm gonna do some of the other maintenance items here. All right, so now we're gonna do this fuel filter. First thing you do here, you just pull back the little clamps. Now what I do is I twist the fuel filter in the line to get that broken. Sometimes you got to give it a good twist. All right, so now these have a shutoff valve right here in red. They're plastic. I personally have found that they fail. I haven't had a problem on this one, but I don't use it. So I use a set of vice grips. I just grab the hose upstream of it, and give it a little clamp. That just stops the fuel flow, and that seems to work better to me, at least. All right, so now I'm really just pulling on this after I twisted it, and it slowly slides off, and then eventually it pops. Now I'll do the same thing to this side. All right, so there we have it. That guy's out. And then now you have a little arrow that's on this filter, and that means this goes to the tank and this goes to the carburetor. So the tank is the one that I pinched off. So right here, so we just put that back on. And then we go back to this other side, put that one on. Make sure you press it all the way past the second knob. There you go. All right, so now that's done, I can return the little clamps to their home. All right, pop off that line, and now it should start to fill back up with fuel ever so slowly. All right, so the fuel filter is done. Okay, so now time for the air filter. So this guy just pops off. There's two clamps here. This pops off. You can see this guy gets pretty dirty. So now it kind of goes up. There's a stop there. So you pick this far side up and then it slides out. All right. So now obviously if you have a lot of dirt, you want to try to get it out as much as you can, but the important part is to keep that side clean. All right, so now here's the new filter. Now I'm going to go ahead and put the pre-filter on over it. All right, so that simply goes on like that. And now you just return this back in here. Again, make sure it's all clean. Press it on until it fits down in there, and it's done. Now, while that oil is going out, I'm going to go ahead and put the new oil filter on. Alright, now I'm not really a big fan of the way the oil filter is. One, it's way over here on the other side, so it's hard to use the same catch can. And then there's no way to make it not spill everywhere. So that's just the way it goes. Okay, so now for the oil filter, you know, I don't really like it because it's on the opposite side of the drain, so you can't use the same you know, catch can, and the oil drains so slowly that I like to do all the other work while it's draining very slowly. So I actually take the box, and it has some paper in it. I shove that underneath there so I can catch some stuff. I will say I like this Tecton tools. They're actually made in Michigan, where I'm from, so I kind of like that they're local. But this is a handy little oil filter wrench that has multiple sizes, big and small. So I use that, and I'll put a link to this in the description. It makes it real easy to work. Even in tight places, you can get that in there and get some turns going. Alright. I grabbed a little bit of oil, and I'm just rubbing it around the O-ring to lubricate it. And then we'll put this guy in. I'll just try to clean up some of the oil down here, because obviously grass and dirt and all that kind of stuff will stick to it. Just a little brake clean doesn't fix. Alright, so now that's done. So that oil is still draining. That's how slow it is. So now it's time to do the spark plugs. All right, so for the spark plugs, there's one on either side, and it takes the 5/8, so the smaller spark plug size, and then the gap is supposed to be 0.030, so a 30, you know, a 0.03 inch gap. Quite the long thread. All right, so there we go. You can see this one's in decent shape. Oh, I just got a little bit of dirt on it. All right, so this guy is all gapped and set to go. So we'll feed it back in there. It is a long thread though. Alright, that guy's good. Let's pop the little spark plug cap back on. Obviously with spark plug caps, you want to make sure that they do clip all the way on. You'll feel them kind of go on. Alright, so now I'm on the other side. Oh, this one's a little bit tighter. Just that spark plug wire is not very long, so it's a little bit tight there. I mean, it could be worse, I guess, for ergonomics, but it's certainly not my favorite. Alright, so there we go, that one. So it looks like at least it's running alright. Nothing major wrong there. Always run these guys at full tilt. Alright, so now that's done. Alright, so there's also 5 places that you should lube your zero turn. And this, you know, I also do during the season some as well. And so there's 5 Zerk fittings. There's one on each of these front casters, and then there's one for each blade bearing there. So the front caster ones are easy. You can just squeeze a couple grease points into them. I always clean them off first because these get all nasty dirty. So you clean them off, you put them in there. There's one there, one on the other side. The fifth one's kind of tricky, and you can get access to it through here, kind of, as far as if you have a flex tube like this one, you can route it down. So that's what I'm going to show you how to do. The trick to it to get it better, I had loaded this up in the full transport mode, but take this and lower it down. If you lower it further down, then that makes it easier for you to get the angle in there. So lower that down. I already cleaned it off. Now take this guy, pop it on. 2 to 3 squirts there. And then the fun part is popping it off. All right. Okay. So again, I like to wipe them off just that way less stuff gets accumulated on them over time as you go and mow it. So let's keep going. And now we gotta just put the oil back in. It's an important thing not to forget, of course. But if we look here, it's just now starting to finish up. So let me go ahead and put that plug back in. All right. Alright, so now we can top her off with oil, and then we'll be done. So take this dipstick out, move it out, and then we'll put the funnel in so we got something easier to pour. Okay, so the nice thing about it is that it does take right at 2 quarts, they say, so you can just kind of dump both of these in as long as you got all the oil out. What I found, like I said, is you do have to give it a long time to drain. Alright, well, I hope you enjoyed that. If you like it, feel free to subscribe to my channel, and you'll see some other items from around my property. Some of it's maintenance like this, some of it's building stuff, some of it's smart home. I have a wide range of hobbies and interests, and my channel basically just covers all of them. So feel free to follow along.